us less is more. And they were right. Less is more. More repetitive, more predictable, more boring. Everything you want to hear from the voice of Cerritos College. WPMD on the nets, where people make a difference.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Falcon Spotlight. I'm your host, Rob GF, and we're here at Cerritos College WPMD Studios, located in Norwalk, California. At this time, I would like my guests to please introduce yourselves.
Hello, and thank you, Rob. I'm definitely honored to be on your show. My name is Bianca Salgado, and I am currently a full-time student here on the campus of Cerritos College.
Cool, and so tell me about the roles that you hold here on campus.
Well, a little bio of myself. This is my third year here on Cerritos, and I'm actually pretty volunteer a lot here on campus. Since I first started here at Cerritos right after high school, I graduated from Downey High School from fall 2013. I started here, and I've just been involved with many clubs such as the music club, anime club, as well as got to be a membership with Phi Theta Kappa, definitely with Library Club, and also with the Model United Nations Club here on campus too as well.
Cool. Now tell me about the officer roles.
Officer roles varied, even also in high school too as well. I've always have been as like secretary to moving upwards on the ladder, such as treasurer, to also vice president, as well as presidency too as well.
And right now, the roles that you hold as far as being an officer, what are like the duties you got?
This semester, I am the president of the Library Club, so I oversee what we do as a club amongst all the other officers that are in the club, as well as for Model United Nations. I am the Secretary General of Training and Recruitment. So my job basically for the club is to train students, or as we say, our delegates, to prepare for when we go to conferences, and also recruiting people to join our club during Club Info Days, for example.
Now, tell me about like the similarities and like the differences between Model United Nations and Speech and Debate Club.
We are similar. We do help with students with public speaking, since we know as students too, and I myself personally have a fear of public speaking. But we also help with researching skills. We also help with time management skills. A lot of students are intimidated by us because we do have we have to follow a certain procedure. I know for speech and debate, they do also go to conferences as well as they have to be enrolled in a class. For our club, we do have a class that has been implemented since fall 2014. It is Political Science 250. It is one of the highest lower division classes that we have here on campus. And our club advisor, Dr. Sunday Abazwe, is the professor for the class. And you don't necessarily have to be enrolled in the class. Let me say that again, because we welcome all students, all majors. I am a political science major and also a minor in philosophy, but our president from 2013, 2014, and also 2014, 2015 was not. He was actually a sociology major, and one of our other officers was actually a mechanical engineering major. So we definitely welcome all students. That's what we do. We help them with public speaking, being that we do go to conferences, and we do compete against other higher schools, such as, for example, UCLA, USC, UC Davis, and also Cal State Long Beach, Cal State Fullerton, Cal State Northridge, and also among other community college, such as Orange Coast, for example.
Wow, so you got to visit quite a bit of places already.
Yes, actually. I have never been on a campus tour, but I feel lucky that that's one of the perks of being in Model United Nations here on campus, because we get to network with students. We always ask students if they want to transfer, and this is a great opportunity to meet students who are going to these schools prior to even like transferring to one of our great delegates, Oriol Gomez. He was a member for our club since 2013, And right now he is attending UC Davis, and he actually got to meet students who are from that university at the conferences that we went to. So we do have great partnerships. For example, with Cal State Long Beach, they always invite us every spring semester to their conferences, which is more of a training conference. But yeah, it's a lot of fun to talk to other college students. I mean, we are all the same pretty much. Our advisor always tells us that we never have to feel intimidated by competing against these other schools just because of their name. Just because I am from Cerritos Community College, I could do the best I could than someone to USC. Doesn't mean that they're the best, you know.
So being that you've had a chance to go to different campuses, do you know where you want to go to after Cerritos?
I am applying to Cal State Long Beach and Cal State Fullerton are my two top choices, as also Cal State Dominguez Hills and also Cal State LA.
So you're still trying to narrow it down, or?
Yes.
You're like, they're all so cool.
Yes, they are. They all have. I actually never heard of Model United Nations until I came here to Cerritos, and it wasn't until spring 2014, during Club Info Days, that I found this club here on campus. And just because I'm a poli-sci major didn't mean that I was already attracted to it. I was interested from the beginning of what the United Nations functions and what they are doing and all that good stuff.
Cool. So another club that's political and stuff, right? It would be tell me about global studies. What's that like?
Global studies, we discussed global affairs, anything that was currently going on. We did help with Dr. John Haas, who is the founder of the Global Consortium for Sustainable Peace, and we would help him with his shows. I know he does live stream his shows too. If you go to livestream.com and search for Dr. Haas, he has previous shows up there uploaded, and the last show that I went to that he held was, I believe, last semester, and it was actually talking about the whole conflict of the Israeli and Palestinian crisis. So he actually brought, I believe, a scholar from UCLA to give the viewpoints of Israelis, and also a rabbi to discuss Palestinian viewpoints. And it was very interesting, being that we helped him with this and stuff.
Let's see if the CD just did that. So tell me, where can you find those videos?
The videos could be found on www.livestream.com. You could search in the top. You don't necessarily have to make an account. You could connect it with your social media, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you could find it under Dr. John Haas. He has also done other videos. I believe he did one on the LA riots, and also on the women of Juarez.
And what would you recommend to a student, to get the overall idea of what these presentations are about? What do they benefit?
Well, being that last week was International Education Week, and Dr. John Haas kicked it off by, on Monday, having a presentation titled Global Citizen. And mainly what he discussed for us as students is to be globally competent. And I believe that is true. I believe not all of us are globally competent. We tend to just think within our, I guess you could say, shells. We don't really go forth and experience or actually learn other cultures just besides our own here in the U.S. And a lot of students felt the same way too. There was a student who was from Peru, and she didn't mean it in a harsh way, saying that Americans are full of pride, but that why must we be so harsh on other cultures? And I also know, since the Paris attacks through social media, being that Paris is a part of our culture, that why are we negative to other cultures? So we should definitely embrace other cultures besides our own, and we should learn, like, such as their language, such as the history, besides making assumptions already.
Now, a while ago, the CD had a disc read error, so those that are just tuning in right now through the audio version, or audio only, can you reintroduce yourself? The CD, you know.
My name is Bianca Salgado, and I am a full-time student here at Cerritos College.
Okay, and we're discussing the global studies. So tell us again about the advisor and how to reach his audio and stuff.
Our club advisor is Dr. John Haas. He is a history professor here on campus, and he is the founder of the Global Consortium for Sustainable Peace. You could reach his live stream videos at www.livestream.com, and you could search in the search box Dr. John Haas. He has multiple videos uploaded already, and you could also comment and give it a thumbs up if you like to as well.
Cool. Now, you had mentioned that you're also part of Library Club. Tell us about that.
The Library Club, we do a bit more than what students think we do in regards of just coming around together and reading books and discussing books. We do that. We did have a book discussion on The Great Gatsby. I believe it was for fall 2014. And we also, what we do is we give students volunteering opportunities too. For example, we have every Wednesday in the library, in one of the study rooms, LC 51, we reserve Wednesdays from 11 to 12 to have ESL book discussions, that is English as a second language book discussions. And we do have a ESL book collection. At the moment we are currently reading Frankenstein, and our ESL coordinator, Pamela Rodriguez, who was a former ESL student herself, we help students who are ESL students learn English outside of the classroom. So they have the extra hand of being helped and learning English. We also read to the children at the Child Development Center. We could definitely do appointments too also, where students can actually check out, or they could bring their own children's books. We do have a collection in the library too also for children's books. And also we have one of our main events is the Poetry Night event. It is coming up this semester. We have it set for Thursday, December 10th from 6 to 8 p.m. in the Teleconference Center, that is LC 155.
And your advisor?
Our advisor is Paula Piero. She is one of the librarians, and she is also a self-published author. She has a book titled How I Learned English, a story of a Mexican girl, and it's also available on Amazon as well as in the on-campus bookstore.
Cool. Now, for MUN, I heard that you guys, I guess, have like a certain way of speaking, like when you conduct your meetings. Tell us about that.
For MUN, we train using the New York parliamentary procedure. Our club meetings are a bit informal, but however, when it comes to, like, for example, voting for our new officers, which we'll be doing so for the upcoming semester, at our last meeting, we definitely do roll call, and we also will do to do the whole voting into block pretty much, and whoever is nominated or will accept a nomination to be officers will put into vote at a secondary meeting where our advisor is present to hear our speeches and also to pretty much know who will be filling in the positions for the upcoming semester.
Well, so, like, tell us some of those, like, terms and stuff. Like, I know, like, in Senate, like, stuff, there'll be, like, yay and nay and all that type of stuff. Like,
that also applies to with us. Some could also abstain too as well. Definitely when we go to our conferences, it's the same procedure pretty much, parliamentary procedure. So when we go into our committee sessions, it's first roll call, and then to motion to either go into a moderated caucus where we discuss on certain topic, or an unmob where we could pretty much listen to what others have to say in a little bit informal way, or also to just open, or what we say, a speakers list where it's automatic and it should never be exhausted, because or else we will go into voting block, and if we don't have any resolutions on the floor, then the committee is just dies out, if that's a proper way of saying it.
Okay, we'll be right back after these public service announcements.
I'm Asata Chavis from Misfits 101. My name's Dale from the Burning Nation.
You can help support WPMD.
And it's easy. Just visit our website, WPMDonthenet.com.
Once you get there, click on the Amazon.com banner near the top of the page.
That'll take you to Amazon.com.
Then just shop as you always do. WPMD will get a percentage of your purchase.
And so will the
It's like
Cerritos College
rejected it.
Foundation.
And it won't cost
Took
you
it back
anything
now.
extra.
It's a great way to help WPMD.
And get all those great bargains at
That's
the
how we
same
had it
time.
like
Remember, just go
Kind
to
of do it first.
WPMDonthenet.com
kind of like an abstract,
banner.
show.
And start shopping.
It's your way to make a difference for the place where people make a difference.
WPMD on the net.
And thanks for helping us out.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We truly appreciate it.
Spend your Thanksgiving with WPMD because we're having our own musical feast. The WPMD Thanksgiving Day Album Break Fest. Virtual and full day of unreleased albums by members of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You hear never issued work from Neil Young, Eric Clapton, Steely Dan, The Band, David Bowie, and more. You won't want to miss it because you may never hear it again. The WPMD Thanksgiving Day Album Break Feast, starting at 9 a.m. Pacific on Thanksgiving Day. Only on the voice of Cerritos College, WPMD on the net, where people make a difference.
If you slowly lost the ability to walk, what would you remember about your vital steps?
I'm not used to reading it like that. Like I'm used to the
Who you were with?
binder.
Or how you wished you had the strength to take
Okay. Play another one.
The thought of my sons growing
Wow.
up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Getting support from friends online kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting
Yeah,
was
basically
key.
to have a show.
Instead of smoking after I ate, I'd get up and take a walk.
I missed having a cigarette in my hand, so I'd hold a pen or a straw, anything.
Until I knew I wouldn't give in to temptation, I spent more time with my friends who didn't smoke.
I went to places that were smoke-free.
I didn't stay quit the very first time I tried.
I kept on trying, and I learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
I quit.
I quit.
I quit.
We did it, so can you.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
And we are back here on the Falcon Spotlight. I'm your host, Rob JF, here at WPMD Studios, located at Cerritos College, Norwalk, California. And I'm here with my guest. Again, introduce yourself.
I am Bianca, full-time student here at Cerritos College.
Yes, folks, you see, it's because the CD had popped out. For some reason, that CD had a disk read error, so we had put in another CD earlier so that we can recapture the audio. But as we're discussing about the clubs that you're in, remind us about the club time meetings.
For Library Club, we meet every Thursday from 12 to 1 in the Liberal Arts Building, room 109. And also for Model United Nations, we meet every Tuesday of the month from 11 to 12 in the Social Science Building, room 141.
And So how many clubs in total are you in?
This semester, I am only in 2 clubs. I'm also a Phi Theta Kappa member. I have not been to their meetings, unfortunately, due to time conflict, as well as other clubs too. Ever since I started here at Cerritos, it's always been a time conflict. So when I first came to Cerritos in fall 2013, during Club Info Days, I wasn't sure when club time meetings were. So unfortunately, when I signed up for clubs such as the Music Club, Anime Club, iFalcon Club, Global Studies Club, Model UN, Library Club, and recently Talonworks Press Club, it's kind of always been a time conflict for some of the clubs. And then also as holding officer positions, I have been, as I said earlier, from secretary moving upwards on the ladder. It's hard to be at a club as secretary where I also have to be vice president at another club that meets at the same time on campus. Not to mention also class times also too plays definitely imperative role too also.
So you mentioned that you're part of Talonworks. What's it like so far?
This semester is my first semester on the newspaper. I have been a part of the newspaper back when I was a senior at Downey High School. I was their their community editor and also photographer. This semester though, for Talonworks, I am the opinion copy editor and also photographer too.
Cool. And discrete error. We'll figure that out later. Anyways, yeah. So tell me about the class so far. Have you taken any other journalism class before? Or?
I have not taken a journalism class before. If being a part of a high school newspaper counts as a class, it is a different dynamic for sure. Mm-hmm. At Downey High School, for the Downey Legend, we did not have a print issue, and our deadlines were every 2 weeks, just for online. And here, for Talonworks, it varies. We were first given the schedule for print issues. So the first time back in, I believe it was in the first week of September was our first issue, or August. And I was not sure how it was going to go. I don't believe I had a story published on print for that one. So it's definitely different. It is faster paced. And at a college level, things are more serious than at high school. Not just serious for the fact that we cover like investigating stories, getting deep and stuff like that. No, it's more of like being with the editors. I mean, we're all college students. We're all adults, basically. In high school, we were all kids. Yeah, we were teenagers and stuff, almost young adults. But here at a college level, it is different. And you're working with people who, these are actually their careers for the future, and they want to, it's okay to do mistakes here and there, but they do want to perfect it. I myself, I'm not a journalism major. I'm actually a political science major and a philosophy minor. I have been told by friends and other professors too to double major as a journalist, to be a journalist. But I want to just stick with this political science and pursue my career to actually work for the United Nations.
So tell me about the benefit, like, you've had a chance to be part of clubs, which most of them have been like even like public speaking and stuff. You feel that it's helped you, like, as far as like working up the courage to like go up to people and interview them for the paper?
Oh yes, definitely. Ever since I was younger, well, I'm 20, but ever since I was younger and stuff, I had a fear, as most people do, of public speaking. It wasn't until, I'm going to have to say, my junior year of high school, where I asked my teachers if I could do a PowerPoint presentation on autism. I have a brother who's 12, and he has autism. He was diagnosed at the age of 4. And I felt that this was a good cause, I mean, just to bring awareness to my fellow classmates and peers in my classes what autism is, and how to share my story of my brother, who has come a long way ever since he was 4, when he got his first diagnosis of this neurodevelopmental disorder. And so from there, I felt I was at ease when just going up to people and speaking to them about not only if it's like about a cause, but also here on campus too. I had taken Political Science 201 of spring 2014 and with Professor Mullins, and I would always, with the involvement of the clubs, passing out flyers, informing students of what's going on campus, because I feel not a lot of students are aware of what happens on campus. And I thought, well, maybe this is my way to, I mean, not to only like benefit myself, but also let them know what's going on campus. An extra way of, instead of kind of like, at times I did do this, passing out flyers, as people do here out in the quad, but to just get up in front of a group of people and just speak. Also, I do have that fear, though, when going to the conferences on behalf for Model United Nations. Kind of get semi-intimidated, but still talk to the college students who, at first, our names are irrelevant. We are representing countries on the different topics or whatever we're discussing in our committee session. So, I feel like, I mean, even also with the paper too, also, it's best, I feel like I've gained a lot. With just public speaking in general terms and stuff.
What's your favorite part right now about the paper?
My favorite part, I'm actually excited for next semester, actually. Just for the fact that get to be on the staff again before I leave Cerritos. And I think definitely my favorite part, I do take a lot of photos. And I enjoy capturing that time, like this freezing time pretty much, of that moment of where a student is getting information from a college representative or a professor giving a lecture. Or even also when I do the free speech zones, asking students a question and getting a response from them. And although most of the times they don't like when I take a quick photo of them, but it's a lot of fun to actually get to know students here on campus of what they think. I think most of us, we're always on our phones and also on social media. We don't have the time, well, we do have the time, but we don't use it wisely to talk to other students, besides in the classroom about an assignment or when is the paper due, etc. It's best to just kind of like go back and just talk to each other about different things of whatever's going on in the world, pretty much, instead of just asking each other, oh, do you know where the next paper is due, or what's your grade in the class, or sharing answers or comparing answers, etc.
So, what did you think when you ended up having to like take pictures of people and you gotta be like, no, you can't pose, it has to be like when you're not ready and you're like doing something?
I did have a few instances of that. I mean, I try not to get them as pose. I am taking a photography class, so it's best not to get it pose and just get it really quick. So I do set my shutter speed at the fastest it could with the perfect lighting and stuff. I mean, sunlight, natural light is the best light compared to fluorescent for sure. And so I would say it's just... I mean, going back to like they don't really want to take their photos, it's like, well, I'm still doing my job. I mean, it may not be the perfect photo. At times it is. Most of the times when I get the perfect photo, it's when my battery is pretty much dead, almost. When it's just blinking and stuff.
So, you mentioned before leaving Cerritos about joining the paper again. You mean like next semester is your last semester, or...?
Yes, I am actually applying through CSU Mentor for the Cal States, as I mentioned earlier, which are Cal State Long Beach, Cal State Fullerton, also Cal State LA and Dominguez Hills too.
Is that thing called TAG or what's it called? The guarantee transfer?
Yes, it is actually the associate's degree for transfer. That's what I am doing. I was excited for when it was fall 2014 that political science is one among the majors that is the AAT. And it's not necessarily a guaranteed admission, but through admissions at the Cal States, it is more like priority consideration. So at the workshop that I went to, which was by Counselor Rigo Castro, that it's just mainly not a guarantee. It's just a consideration, priority consideration through the missions at these Cal States.
So the purpose of these AATs isn't like saying that, yes, these classes that you took were the ones that meet our lower division type thing? Or?
Yes. At the Transfer Center,
yeah.
They do have the list of all the majors that also you go online too as well at cerritos.edu. And I believe you'll go under the transfer tab where you could find all the information of AAT. And for example, as a political science major, it gave me a list to do about 18 to 19 units. So I had to take Political Science 101, 201, and choose from 2 different lists how many extra units I want. So just to list all the political science classes that we have on campus was from after 201, there's 210, which is international relations. There's 220, which is comparative politics. 230 was in regarding of Middle Eastern countries. And also 240 is political theory. And 250, which is our newest class, is the Model United Nations Practice and Theory. And also to either choose Psychology 210 or Statistics 112.
So how did you develop your interest in political science?
It's actually kind of a funny story. I was a senior, and so as most high schools have for their seniors, is to take a semester of government and take a semester of economics. And so for my first semester, I took government with a teacher who is now retired, Mr. Jones, and he was a great teacher and was so funny during lecture and showed us interesting videos. And I just developed a passion to go for political science. I mean, my dad gave me advice and told me before my senior year started was to choose a career that is in demand. And I myself, I know definitely any nursing major, anything to do within the medical field, it will be in demand, as well as computer science. Technology is every day enhancing. And so for me, after my semester with government in high school, I told my teacher, as he signed my yearbook, was I am now a political science major because of you. And then he told me, like, oh no, what did I do? But it was just a passion to, I mean, at first when I was younger, in middle school, throughout my middle school years, was my parents were telling me to become a lawyer. And I myself, after I did my research in high school, since we did have to do little mini researching, not a senior project, but like just researching in some work classes by using Eureka and other websites to research on a career and stuff. And I did not want to become a lawyer. I mean, it's a great salary, but for me personally, it's not. I saw that it did not fit me. And so now as a political science major, and even so as a philosophy minor, I did take philosophy in high school with the same teacher who taught sociology. And I just had a love of coming in the morning and just wondering, like, oh, what's the topic for today? Here's the pro and cons on the death penalty, or let's talk about religion and stuff, And here even more so. I'm excited for next semester because I'll be taking logic as well as world religions with Vanda Mortel, and I'm just excited for next semester so much. But going back to why I chose political science, it's just, for me, it's not saying like I'm different. I know a lot of my friends are going the paralegal, becoming a lawyer route with it. So whenever I say to people I'm a political science major, they're like, oh, you're going to be a lawyer. Not necessarily, actually. It goes back to me when I first discovered Model UN to work for the United Nations. I love helping others, even in general too. I volunteer a lot of my time in organizations within the city of Downey. There's one called the Downey Arts Coalition, helping the arts movement. And I do love the arts also. I mean, not just because I'm just a photographer, but it's just in general. And I'm also just helping my parents out with my brother. So we're part of a cause with the autism community. And also here on campus, just helping out with the Club Info Days, or even in general, whatever they need help with, events, etc.
Have you gone to like your city council meetings or stuff? Or?
I actually have not, but I have met with our previous mayor before, and then also I'm good friends with the superintendent for the Downey Unified School District, Dr. Garcia, who I've met him when he first became the superintendent. I actually had the opportunity to, guess you could say, like, follow him during class times, taking photos, as he was getting a tour of our campus of Downey High School, and then just to meet with him even more at his office.
Cool. So tell me, you had mentioned that you were going through the process of like figuring out what you had to do and stuff. So you took like those survey things, or like they generate what they think you want to be?
Yes, I believe at Downey High School they actually had for students to go and pretty much answer a series of questions that will determine which is like the best occupation for you in the future. And for me, it was totally different. I
was about to say that, because sometimes, oh man, the results are wrong.
Yeah, the results are not what you think they are.
Like, dude, I want to be a farmer.
Exactly, agriculture and stuff. And then even also here too, I participated in a workshop for Career Services Cafe Corner, and it was to choose like with colors. And it was interesting because I got the color, I believe it was orange, and it represented like just helping others in general. And I'm like, well, this works great. But when I saw the majors, political science wasn't there, because that's where more the greens of more like who think a lot and stuff and do the research. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I'm not going to switch my major whatsoever, because I feel like political science, it fits me well. And so those things could be a little bit misleading, those little tests here and there. But I feel like you don't have to go by the test. You could just go what your instinct tells you of whatever you want to pursue in the future.
What is your goal after your education? Like, what's the first thing you want to do?
After here at Cerritos, I mean, depending on which Cal State accepts me, and I just go in there to work on my bachelor's. I do want to go up to actually get my PhD in political science. After watching the movie titled The Butler, there was a scene where his son comes back after so many years, and he tells his father that I got my PhD in political science. And at that moment, everything kind of like stopped for me, as if like the world just stopped and froze for like a split second when he said that, because I turned and I told my mom that that's what I want to do. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm not sure what the future holds for me, but that's something that I honestly want to achieve. I mean, if I don't work for the UN, since it is very prestigious to actually work for them, and the application process, the interviewing process is a lot. And you have to know so many languages and be fluent, and you have to at least be already 30, approximately 32 years old, I believe. And I'm already 20. Next year I'll be 21, and it's kind of a ways, but I'll still apply for them no matter what. If anything, for sure, I do want to intern wherever I'm at in the future, and to also study abroad. I know after the Paris attacks, a lot of students now, being that one of the victims, Naomi Gonzalez from Cal State Long Beach, was studying abroad in Paris, and it was an unfortunate tragedy that occurred while she was there. But I still want to do that. I still want to go out into the world and see how it is, while also working and pursuing my education elsewhere than here in the United States. That won't stop me. I mean, it is a risk that I'm willing to take.
Okay. We'll be right back after these public service announcements.
Today on Save on Taxes. We asked 100 people what costs less than filing your taxes with IRS Free File.
Car seat.
No! Erica, what do you think costs less than filing your taxes with IRS Free File?
A pair of shoes.
Wait,
Yeah, that one
Wrong
usually
again.
already has
The correct answer is nothing. Costs less than filing your federal taxes with IRS Free File because it's absolutely free. That's right. With IRS Free File, you get brand name software, online tax prep, and e-filing for free. The software helps you pick the right forms, find tax credits, and does the math for you. Free File even helps with the new healthcare provisions, and it's all for free.
So, did we win anything?
Everybody wins. freefile.irs.gov. It's fast, it's safe, it's free.
You have to know more or less have skills already set.
What factors impact the lives of women and girls of color and their families? What promotes their success and what limits it? A state assembly select committee on the status of girls and women of color is having a public input hearing here at the Student Center on our campus to discuss the issue on Wednesday, December 2nd at 6 p.m. Committee Chair Nora Campos at the Cheryl Brown and Assembly Member Christina Garcia wants to hear from you about these and other questions. If you'd like to RSVP, please contact Karina Chacon at 562-861-5803.
Hi, I'm Cassie from Meet Me on Main Street.
My name is La Cherie from the Single Life Show.
I'm Chris from the Pandemonium Show.
And I'm Bobby from the Pandemonium Show.
You can help support WPMD.
It's easy. Just visit our website, WPMDonthenet.com.
Once you get there, click on the Amazon.com banner near the top of the page.
That'll take you to Amazon.com.
Then shop as you always do.
WPMD will get a percentage of your purchase.
And so will the Cerritos College Foundation.
And it won't cost you any extra money.
It's a great way to help WPMD.
And get all those great words at the same time.
Remember, just go to WPMDonthenet.com.
Click on the Amazon.com banner
and start shopping.
It's your way to make a difference for the place where people make a difference.
WPMD on the net.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And reading off paper what news is up. So, but it's been gone for a couple of years. It'd be interesting to see that come back. So, and welcome back to the Falcon Spotlight. I'm your host, Rob JF, here at Cerritos College, WPMD Studios in Norwalk, California. And I'm back here with my guests. So, this semester goes by so fast. What are you looking forward to? I know finals, sometimes people will be like, I have too many exams, or I have an essay that's so many words or something.
What I'm looking forward to during our 3 weeks off is to relax, actually. At the moment, I do have essays, also writing stories for the paper, then to also managing the 2 clubs I'm involved in, too, with our events that are coming up already, which are both, one is 2 weeks prior to finals, and one is the week before finals, and the day before the ASCC Fall Awards Banquet, which I'm pretty nervous about. I mean, I know there's a lot going on in December, right before we go on break. I know everyone's freaking out for finals. I myself, I am sort of taking it not that much freaking out. It's been pretty smooth this semester, although I am full-time, and it's just been kind of hectic, especially with managing 2 clubs, stuff like that. But looking forward to next semester, for the paper, for my classes. I'll be part-time, so that's will give me like to go back and like, oh, kind of good again, like I said, like just relax a bit, and to prep and for the Cal States for the fall 2016.
So being that now that student government like goes in your transcript, and next semester's your last semester, are you gonna try it?
Actually, I have thought about it, but I'm gonna have to decline to join student government. I have nothing against them at all. It's just, I mean, I've always wanted to actually join student government in prior semesters, but academics were always coming first, and then also the clubs I'm involved in. I'll still be a part of the library club, and I'll also still be a part of Model United Nations, and also with Talon Marks, our on-campus newspaper too. Not sure if I'll be an editor, or I don't mind whatever position I hold for the newspaper. I just know that I will still be a part of it. So meeting with deadlines, and also with club meetings, and being anxious of which university will accept me with that letter of acceptance, I will not have time to be a part of student government, but I'll still attend their meetings. I know I will have to still speak with them, and I know I have friends that are who are a part of student government will still be a part of it next semester. Just for myself, I will not be a part of it.
What has been some of your favorite courses that you would recommend?
My favorite courses, I would have to say, not just because I'm a political science major, but all the political science courses, definitely with Professor Terrence Mullins. His political theory course is really interesting. I mean, it does tie in with my minor philosophy too as well. So, but also definitely the new course that we have, which is Political Science 250, with Dr. Obazwe. His teaching is phenomenal, and I mean, I would recommend students taking it because you will learn a lot more compared to like a Political Science 101 class. I know I saw for the for the schedule for next semester, Political Science 250 will be on Mondays from 6 to 8:45 in the teleconference center, and it's ticket number, I believe it's 25699. So I mean, it's a great class. You get to learn what we do as a club. Just want to say again that if you want to join Model United Nations, you don't have to be enrolled in this course. Just kind of like know a little bit that we will present ourselves to the class when spring semester starts, so that students know that there is a club that ties in with the class a bit, and we will help the students. For example, this whole semester as Secretary General of Training and Recruitment, it's a mouthful to say, but I helped Dr. Obazwe by training these students in the Political Science 250 course, just training them. Some of them did have the opportunity to come with us to travel to our conference that we went to at UCLA, which was Bruin Scrimmage, back in October. It was a one-day Saturday, and we were proud to say that 2 of our members, one being an officer and one being a new member, each received awards at this conference that we went to. I mean, we were against not only UCLA students, well, they were club members, but then also with Santa Monica College, USC students also. And we were there too, which we were glad that they invited us. And, yeah.
Cool. How about history? Who did you take?
History, I took 102 with Dr. John Haas. He is definitely a great professor. Does not use PowerPoint, but you still get a lot from his lecture. And that's what I like. I mean, I prefer professors not to necessarily use PowerPoint because I feel like we're robots just copying everything down automatically and not listening to what they're saying. For 102, it was the first half of history, which was the pre-colonial times to, I believe it was until at the end of the Civil War, with Reconstruction, and it was a great course. Did enjoy it, and also, I mean, I'm not a huge. I am a fan of definitely a fan of history. I enjoy European history a bit more than American history, actually, just for the fact that all the world wars that happened. I have like a semi-interest in, after reading The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank, of the Holocaust, and with World War II, that era on that side was way different compared to what was happening in here, being that we were in the Great Depression too also. So there was more, kind of like semi-war going on than over here, since everyone was going through the whole Depression. But definitely another course I would recommend, though, is Speech 132, which is small groups. And it's different from Speech 100, where you actually talk in front of a group. We're actually, in 132, already in a group talking to the rest of your classmates. I recommend taking it with Katrina Taylor. I believe she is the advisor for speech and debate. I'm not too sure, but it was a great course. You get to test your skills and how you would work in a group more so. And the projects that we did together were great. I mean, to this day, I'm still talking to my group members. Automatically, though, they put me as leader. I'm not too sure why. I didn't want to be, but it was a great course.
So you're done with math?
Yes, I took Math 112, which was statistics, back in fall 2014, with Manuel Lopez. He is also, again, all these professors. I'm proud to say that I am from Cerritos College, because all the professors here on campus, I don't know all of them, but the ones that I have taken courses with ever since I started here, I mean, meeting with first the counselors, definitely Brittany Lundy, she has been a great counselor. She's one of the transfer counselors, and she has been, I'm just grateful to have met her from day one, how she guided me to take the placement test for math, and then also going through, at first I was actually following Plan C, which is to transfer to university, but after attending a workshop she held titled the Cal States versus universities, UCs, definitely opened my eyes as a college student, kind of like not getting like a reality check. I mean, I would love to apply to, for example, USC after here, but just after attending that workshop, the CSUs are, to me, in my eyes, like a better choice for me. After coming here to Cerritos to transfer over there, and then I do want to work for my master's. Like I said earlier, I want to go to my PhD, so work on my master's elsewhere at a UC, either here in California, in the United States, or I do want to go to London. I do want to live there, actually, so to go to one of the universities there to pursue education would be phenomenal too.
Cool. So we are down to our last minute, but I do want to, have you go ahead and tell our audience as well, why should you join the newspaper?
I recommend that students join the newspaper, not only if you're just a journalism major or if you're interested in photography or doing audio podcasts, doing videos, etc. I mean, students should join it because it gives you a little insight of how, like, when you read the LA Times or other newspapers, to kind of like how they function. I mean, you could work as groups. I mean, if you work by yourself, kind of like don't recommend that. It's best to just work with somebody. When interviewing others, it could be a little intimidating at first to go and talk to a student that you yourself don't know. We tend to like talk to our friends and stuff more, but it's a great opportunity to explore what's out there, meet new people. As they say, in college, that's where you find your best friends, pretty much. So that's what I recommend for students to do. Definitely join Talon Marks. You could join it up to 4 semesters. That's a total of 2 years. And if it's your first time, it's Journalism 107A. And if it's your second time being a part of it, then you work up, so to B, C, and D.
Sounds good. I want to thank you for taking the time to be here on the Falcon Spotlight. Ladies and gentlemen, you tune in Mondays at 11 and replays Thursday at 6 p.m. Until next time, folks.